it's not that Hollywood or fame or money changes you. It says it brings out the real you.
It exposes.
It exposes you.
All right, it is Thursday, October 6th, 2022. I'm Erica. I'm the CEO of Barstool Sports. This is the Token CEO podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about work. We talk about my work at Barstool Sports. We talk about people's work and people's career. We interview fascinating people and we talk about their careers, what they learned, what type of journey they're on, what they're striving for, and how they fucked up along the way. So that's kind of what we do here. Let's just talk quickly about Omega Accounting Solutions. I love Omega Accounting Solutions, and here's why. I hate accounting. I had a call with these guys a couple weeks ago, and they were educating me about all of the disadvantages that small businesses have. So one of the things that we saw when we did the Barstool Fund was that when we were talking to thousands and thousands of small businesses, hardly any of them had their shit together on their finances. They don't have the resource to have a big finance team. They don't care about finances. They're more interested in making pizza or fixing people's hair or giving people therapy or running an acupuncture clinic or helping people work out, like all sorts of things that small businesses do. What's awesome about Omega Accounting Solutions is that it's an outsourced accountant for your small business. So not only do they help you take advantage of an insane number of tax credits that you're probably not aware of, but they give you great accounting support. They make sure your books are in order, and they generally give you peace of mind so that you can focus on your business. You can go to omegataxcredits.com to learn more about Omega Accounting Solutions, or you can call 1-800-704-2000. That's 1-800-704-2000. We have a great episode today. We have Marc D'Amelio, who's a friend of mine, and his lovely daughter, Dixie. Dixie is a celebrity in her right. She's an influencer. She's a music artist. She was a one-time talk show host. She's a model. We talk about their dynamic as a father and daughter. We talk about the D'Amelio family dynamic. We talk about what Dixie's going to do next. And what she wants to impart to young people who are thinking about a career like hers. Let's just jump right into Dixie and Marc. And how's life?
Been busy, but good. Kind of just like random things every day. Nothing.
Yeah. Where do you live now?
I live with my sister.
Oh, the girls live by themselves?
Yeah.
But we live like 3 minutes from them.
Okay. Are they over all the time?
We go over to there when small.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I was at their house the other day.
It comes and goes. Like we'll hang out a lot, and then they'll get busy, and then so.
Yeah.
And how's social tourist?
It's going well. Just kind of, I mean, there's always so much going on. It's like,
I know.
this happens and we do a photo shoot and then like, okay, forget about it a little bit. And then the collection comes out and it's just all over.
Do you have an assistant?
Yes.
Do you like that?
It's definitely weird, and I've had trouble like asking.
It's hard to ask
Someone
somebody
to
else to do
yeah.
things for you, and then you're like, ugh, why isn't it done?
I know, I don't love that. But I'm getting better.
It's so weird to
Delegating.
have like help because they were so much older when this
the
happened.
last time you guys were here, you were like, it was like the back of the car, and TikTok's like in the hallway, and that was it. And now it's like an enterprise.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Does it feel surreal? How does it feel?
It's just kind of normally surreal. It's weird. It's like
it's very normal. Like that's, I don't know. It just feels like our lives, and we just like do this during the day, and then go and chill and hang out with our family.
Yeah.
It's not. And I also think when this happened, and because of like COVID, and everyone's lives changed.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, okay, so this is normal now.
Yeah.
And it just all transitioned very perfectly.
It's amazing. Okay, so what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about the company?
yeah, whatever you.
Tell me.
Well, you know what's kind of cool because Dixie and I are doing business stuff all the time, but I don't think people. And I've always kind of talked about how we hired managers and we've hired a business manager and Greg, but they are bosses and we're heavily involved in it. So I thought it'd be cool just to like
let's talk about it. I love it.
All the stuff.
So it's called D'Amelio Brands, right?
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
And you're going to launch your own products out of it, which I'm very happy about. I remember when Charlie did the Dunkin' thing and I was like, ugh, she's going to be like talent for Dunkin' Donuts. Right. Like, who cares about the drink? I'm like, make her own drink. And now you're going to make your own drink. I love that. Okay. So that's great. And do you run it? Is this
Yeah,
like
so
your gig now?
So we did it differently than a lot of times. What happens is a celebrity or someone of influence will partner with another company.
Yep.
They'll usually do either they'll get some minority percentage or 50-50, and they'll let someone else do
Run the show.
everything. And that's what we've kind of seen.
Yeah.
And we were approached a lot of times, and we
Sure.
did a few things like that. And I was like, the market is so different today than when I started my clothing brand, that you have access to everything at your fingertips. And we have what's the hardest thing is we have the audience.
Sure.
So now we saw when Charlie did her own perfume, and then I have sourcing background.
Yeah.
So we're like,
your background is perfect for
which is so weird because
it's weird.
I acted as, everyone's like, the dad's on TikTok, and I'm like, dude, I have no interest in doing TikTok dances or being the dad on TikTok. I'm more interested in like, how do we turn this into some sort of enterprise? So
I love that.
We went out and we did evaluation, and we really were just going to raise $5 million, and we had so much demand, we raised $6 million. And
awesome.
Michael Rubin's involved. UTA, actually, our agent, invested.
Great.
We have John Feldheimer, who's a president of or CEO of Lionsgate, and Rich Rosenblatt, who started MySpace.
I used to work for him.
Did you really?
Yep.
So he was the guy.
That's great. I could see you guys hanging out with him.
He's like the nicest.
He's so nice.
Yeah. He came to Charlie's birthday in the Bahamas.
Did he? His wife is lovely
his
too.
Whole family, they're so sweet.
He's awesome. He's one of those guys, like, because when we moved out to LA, our lives are here, either in New York or Connecticut, and we have so many friends here. So out in LA.
Yeah, he's a good person to be friends with. Is it hard to make friends in LA?
Not what I think everybody, there is. I wonder how people will be towards us when we're not where we are. Like, people are, let's see if we're down and out a little bit, how many people are around.
Yeah.
So, but I've been very blessed to meet a couple of really cool people.
That's great.
Yeah.
What about you? Are you friends with non-famous people?
I mean, what I say, like, all the time, I don't want to make any more friends.
Okay,
like,
you're good on the friend. I say this too. I'm trying to fire friends at this point.
I have, like, my best friend, and I trust her more than anything. She's been my best friend since high school. Like,
she's a human. She's like general
talk to her every day. She goes to Wisconsin, and I'm just like, oh my God, this happened. She's like, I don't really care. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, she doesn't care about any of that stuff.
Yeah,
and
she likes you for you.
I don't need, like, a best friend in LA.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to meet someone and then tell them all my secrets. Like, that just sounds so scary to me.
Yeah.
Especially where I am right now.
Yeah.
And I haven't really, like, I have a lot of friends that I, like, see when I go out and I talk to.
You're like, I'm not sharing my diary with these people, though, which I think is smart. That's good.
I have my sister, my best friend.
You have your parents.
My parents.
Okay. I love the business. It's very similar to us. Like, we went through the same thing where I was like, I'll take anybody's ad dollars. We'll market. I'll shill Dave to be in the front of whatever product. And then I was like, Dave is the product. We are the product. So I love that you're doing that. I think it's so smart.
The thing that you guys have done that's so genius is, like, back when I worked with clothing companies, they're always like, hey, you're the graphic designer. Just do graphic designer. You're like, and you almost nurture, seems like a lot of the employees to become
anything they want
to do anything. And we're thinking, like, I always say, I want our office, like, if you want to come and be on our content team, I want you to be part of the show, because it just it takes the heat off of us,
and adds to the drama, adds to the flavor.
So we're not trying to be we're just want, if someone's going to film us, I would like them to put I'm like, dude, put the camera on yourself first, and
that's smart.
Everybody gets to know you,
Yeah.
and then, because to have a camera, like, to do a YouTube video, to have a camera on Dixie for 20 minutes of her just talking, it's almost so.
It's also very authentic, because that's how you built your business. Like, you basically just took your phones and put them on yourself, and, you know what I mean, which is cool. I mean, when I last saw you, you were going to go to college. How laughable is that?
You're like,
I was like, do you want to be my intern? You were like, no thanks, I'll just create an empire.
Well,
you can still intern with me whenever you want.
Oh, thanks.
I'll be your intern. Okay, so you're having to manage people. You have an assistant. Do you have your own dog at this point? I should probably know this. Like, where are you on the pets?
So we have 4 dogs, like, as a family.
Okay. Sometimes they're with you guys.
They go back and forth. I usually just have, like, I'm either doing a shoot early in the morning or in the studio late at night. So I, like, just have her with them.
Okay.
But Charlie's dog is around more because Charlie
Okay.
does a lot more things at home.
Okay. And what's next for Charlie?
She's doing Dancing with the Stars
With your
mom,
mother.
It's crazy.
which I don't know.
So are they going to compete against one
Yes.
another?
Mhm.
Ooh, how's that going to go?
I
Of the
mean-
people fighting in your family, who fights with who? I feel like no one fights with you, Mark. Oh, really?
You and Charlie bicker. Me and
Mhm.
Mom bicker.
Okay. Do you and Charlie bicker?
Rarely. Only
Okay.
when we're like hungry or tired. We're like
Okay,
babies. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
okay, fine.
just
You need to be fed
get
and
cranky.
slept.
Yeah. You and I don't bicker at all or fight. I don't think.
No.
Are
Or
you,
if
are you
She-
his favorite?
Wait, what?
I think so.
No, I think,
Everybody has a favorite.
dude, I have a tough job because everyone thinks like I'm the dad that's pushing my kids to be in this, but I actually do the opposite. I actually have to do both. Like sometimes I'm like, dude, this is a really good opportunity.
Yeah.
And I have to be a dad and wonder whether they're just being a kid who like is in college and doesn't want to get up
Yeah.
for an early class,
Yeah.
or whether there's really something
Wrong.
emotional
Yeah.
going on. But I also know I have to look them and everybody else in the face 20 years from now, make sure that your money was protected
Yeah.
and that you guys are in a great place with all the opportunity you have, and that you made the most of the opportunity. So Charlie and I will get into battles about that, and it's never
Because they're both. She won't back down ever, and neither will you. Like they both will.
Okay,
can
they're both
go
stubborn.
and go and go, and I will apologize immediately. I'm like, okay, because I just don't like confrontation.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Even
But I
if
have
you
the
didn't do anything wrong, you're like, I know I didn't do anything wrong, but I'm going to
Right.
apologize.
Oh,
to make
always.
This go away.
but I
do
have
that
the
too.
perspective. But over this period of 3 years, they have learned that one, Heidi and I have unconditional love for them. So anytime we ask them for something, it's never about
It's with good intention.
us. Or
Yeah.
we don't. I really, if this thing ended tomorrow, I'd be like, okay, that was that was
was a ride.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
What just happened to us? But so but I think over this time, even though we don't know Hollywood and we didn't know this space, I think a lot of the things from being in a brand business was applicable, and we've made some really good
You've
decisions.
made some smart decisions.
And
I
they
agree.
kind of look at us, go, "Oh, okay, Dad. Yeah, you're not
I
an
trust you.
idiot."
Do they embarrass you? Do your parents ever embarrass you?
Never really. I mean, like we just all hang out as a family,
Yeah.
and everyone. I see all the time people are like, why do they hang out with their parents so much? Or we go on vacations together. I'm like, because my dad
You
is
like
fun.
them,
I'm not
yeah.
planning a dinner. He's the one who would
Yeah.
be like, oh, invite all your friends. We'll do this
Yeah.
big dinner at this place. I'm not doing that. So, and he pays.
That yeah. What's
Great.
better than that? You're the ultimate dad.
Yeah.
Okay, and then how do you keep? I think one of the things you've done. So I was just thinking oddly about like Britney Spears and like the Britney Spears parent dynamic, and there's obviously like Addison Rae and all the other family. Like, how do you guys stay so nuclear? Like, that's what I think. You're just such an intact family. I feel like.
I think
Is it true? Is that really how it is? That's how it looks.
I think what Gary Vee said something to us today, which other people have said. It's not that Hollywood or fame or money changes you. It says it brings out the real you.
It exposes.
Yeah.
It exposes you. And I think I grew up, my parents were divorced, and all I wanted was this family
A unit.
and you have to work at it.
Yeah.
And I think Heidi and I have done a great job working at that. I think we've made a really good, I think we've hopefully shown both Charlie and Dixie, like, hey, this is the way you should be treated. And yeah, and our rub, what people say is, oh my God, they seem so normal. And
Yeah.
it's not an
They're
act.
actually
And we're
normal.
not. You've socialized
Yeah, no,
with
totally.
us. You know we don't
Totally.
like
Yeah.
go and
They're
have
very
fun.
normal. Yeah.
But we're not. So I wasn't going to let Hollywood or anything get us.
Change that.
Yeah.
Do you like Hollywood?
It's cool for like now. I definitely don't want to be there forever.
Forever. Yeah.
I love New York. I want to be
Yeah,
here.
you're such an East Coaster. I think.
But no, like on the whole family thing, we just do our thing. We still like fight, but like normal family
But, like,
fights. We're
families
not
fight.
like yeah, it's never I don't know.
I-
Or we get over it like an hour later.
Yeah.
And I think what Charlie said something really interesting. She says this all the time, like, and I didn't realize it. Like, we let them, even when Charlie was really young, we let them debate us. We let them have a voice. We let them make their decisions.
Yeah.
We would guide them. And I do think that's some parents don't do that.
Yeah.
It's like my way or the highway.
Yeah.
And Dixie kind of didn't want confrontation where Charlie would debate you.
Charlie's spicy.
And you
don't you think?
all right,
Yeah.
She's fiery, that Charlie.
Them two together, it's like they will go back and forth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't even imagine doing them. Like, oh my gosh, why is this going on around me? But I mean, it's great for both of them. Like, I think now
it's so healthy. I think it's good.
She's gotten way better.
Embrace debate.
This thing came at us a million miles a minute.
Yeah.
She
was what, 16? Was she
15.
15, yeah.
And she just May of 19, she just turned 15, and then this started the summer, and then really got popular October of 19, and and she's gotten a lot better, and we've all learned how to adjust to the spotlight and how to communicate, and I think she's, they don't have the perspective that I have of all the celebrities. There's been ones like Hillary Duff that's done a great job, and there's others that have been a train wreck. And this fame and limelight is so fragile.
Oh, it's so fleeting.
And so
yeah, but you're always going to have your family. Like, we have a joke that's like 30 Crest. Like, there's a really shitty house like on a street in Norwalk, like 4 streets down from me. And I'm like, I would be super happy in 30 Crest. Like, everything goes away and it's just me in 30 Crest. I'm great with that. You guys feel like that too. Like, you would still be the D'Amelios. It's just without the cameras and the social and the feedback.
And we were, I think that people say everyone's famous in their hometown, and we were kind of in our little bubble, but it was very fun and comfortable and
positive. Yeah.
And
do you think in content at this point? Like, do you think in TikToks? Do you think in social posts?
I've never, I don't really post that much. And I've never, when we started doing this, I was like, not really posting. I would go out to LA for like a week and not post a single thing. And they're like, what are you doing out there? I'm like, I don't really care. I don't want to, I don't know. I just want to go to college. I have like a couple followers. Like, this is fine. And then Charlie started making money, and I was like, oh, I should have some money for college. So let's just see if I can get some brand deals. And then I just kind of only do it when I'm in the mood. And I post a lot of stuff on my close friends, and everyone's like, you should make those public because they're really funny. And I'm like, I don't know. I enjoy it. Yeah. But it's just, I also like just being by myself and I like being a viewer so much. Okay. My idea, I guess I do. I have amazing ideas, but I just never do them. You just
never do them? That's okay.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of fabulous things that fabulous people like to go to, let's talk about SiriusXM. I'm a huge SiriusXM fan. My presets are the Spectrum, 90s, 80s. Dave Matthews, obviously, number one. Used to be Barstool. There's a little hole in channel 6 on my preset because that's just like RIP for the Barstool channel. I think I put hits in there. Sometimes I put the TikTok one. But then they get into some mopey current love song and I'm like, delete. The other cool thing about Sirius is right now they had a live Pearl Jam show at the Apollo, which Dave, Nate, and the Make-A-Wish kid went to. You can now get that free on the app, so it's like going to a concert without even being there. Dave Matthews does that. I think they do a Friday concert every Friday night, or they used to. It's pretty awesome. I love SiriusXM. I love to listen to music in my car. There's nothing better. They also have an app, so I can listen to music wherever I go. If you go to SiriusXM.com/tokenceo, you can get 3 months for free. So there's no harm, no foul. Go to SiriusXM.com/tokenceo and get your first 3 months of SiriusXM for free. So you can try it. Try the Dave Matthews channel. Try listening to Pearl Jam at the Apollo. Try the Spectrum. I love the Spectrum. And then you can go from there. Okay, so what do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, I mean, I'm working a lot on my music and stuff. Yep. And then
you have an album coming out.
Album out. That was this summer. And then I went on a tour.
How was the tour?
It was fun. It was crazy. It was a lot.
Crazy party, crazy exhausting.
Not party. I was the only one under 21 on the tour. So it was
Yeah. Tour life is a funny life.
It was wild because you would go and have so much adrenaline and be doing all these crazy things, and then you go back to a hotel room by yourself and
so
you're
quiet. Oh. Yeah.
So that part I did not like.
Yeah,
it was
kind
very
of alienating.
lonely.
Yep.
But being on stage was so much fun.
You loved that.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to do it.
What do you think about Justin Bieber stopping his tour?
Oh my gosh, I just saw
so
that.
sad.
I feel like everyone is like either canceling or not doing their tours. I think it's because like I don't think I could have done a whole nother month of tour. Like it was so lonely.
Mental health wise, it's tough. Like I worked in that business for a while. It's tough.
Yeah.
You're just like in a strange city. You're living out of a bag. It's like the high and the rush of being on stage, and then it's like.
And coming off of COVID, I think everyone is kind of readjusting to socializing and all of a sudden being home alone or with very few people, and then going on tour with having all that interaction. Yeah, it's got to be tough for him.
And also, like, did you take a bus from city to city?
We did Sprinter vans.
Okay.
So we would like do Sprinter vans and then sleep in a hotel, which I did not like.
No, I wouldn't like that either.
Get my bag and then repack
and the bathroom lighting is so bad.
Yeah.
And you're like, shoot me. Okay.
So I definitely learned a lot for next time.
Great.
But I had a good time doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it would have been worse to do like a big bus and just sleep in the bus. I'm like, Dix, you're gonna want to go to like in a bed and go to a hotel room.
Interesting. But you think you would just sleep on the bus?
Yeah.
I think guys sleep on the bus.
Yeah.
Wait, did Big Time Rush sleep on the bus?
Big Time Rush did. They had four buses.
They had 4 buses, really nice ones.
Well, I think they all shared. 3 of them shared one, but then one had 3 kids, so he got his own bus. Or
okay,
something.
Well that makes sense.
But,
okay. All right. So, and then what about like, so fashion designer, you're a musician, you're an artist, how do you describe it? You like to look, you're a voyeur, I guess, of content. What else do you want to do? You're going to make more products?
I have a lot of stuff in mind. And it's funny because I obviously think of like girl things and things I want to do. And I'm like trying to explain to him, like, this is a thing that doesn't exist. He's like, well, that doesn't really make any sense. I'm like, no, you don't get it. I promise you it's a good idea and people would use this. He's like, I mean, I guess. So, but I do call him at random times. I'm like, okay, I have this idea or I have this idea.
And those are the best ideas, though. The ones, actually, you probably don't want me to get it. If I don't get it,
but it might be the right idea. Really but he can like he's like the ultimate dad. He just like makes all your dreams come through. But he's like, this is how you manufacture it and this is how you market it.
I brought him something one time and he was like, okay, I found the guy with the patent for this and we can do this. I'm like, how did you already give us 24 hours?
Yeah,
and you got
that's amazing.
Thing. But it's great, like being able to talk to him about it.
And how do you feel about like all the press and publicity? Like, do you like it? Like, do you miss it when you don't have it? Or do you not like it?
I feel like I go back and forth.
Yep.
I like it when it's people I know who actually care about me. But when I'm like going outside and there's a bunch of people waiting who just like want blank signatures or something, it's like, oh, okay, like that's not as
gross.
fun.
I don't love that so much.
But when I know it's like people who actually like me, I have a good time.
Yeah.
And I love it. I mean, I love attention, but do you? Yeah, I really like attention.
Who likes attention more, you or your sister?
I think me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm discreet about it. You wouldn't think that.
You're so shy. You seem shy to me.
Yeah, but it's like a whole game I play.
Oh, like, really? You're playing a game with me, Dixie? That's so sad.
I'm like, oh, I'm so shy. And then you give me more attention, you know?
Just look at me.
Yeah.
I'll look away. Okay, so we've got the brands. When can we see the first product?
We hired a really great shoe designer to work for us. And she's been on board we announced yesterday, but she's been on board for a month.
Okay.
And we're trying to, it's a whole process. What people don't understand is like, people see these celebrity brands and like, oh my God, they came out of nowhere and they're doing all this business. But there's trademark planning.
Oh, you're like, we've been working on this thing for 2 years. It's so annoying.
We're going through like in the trademark office, which the last thing you want to do is come out with a brand name that somebody in Nebraska has a company, and then so it makes it difficult. But all the things that probably are difficult for anyone else, like importing, all that getting stuff. We have a 3PL warehouse in Santa Ana that we're using for our merch. So we brought merch over into this company. So we're slating first shoe collection to be summer of 2023.
And will it be D2C? Like, will you sell it online or will it be retail?
100% D2C to start. Great. But if a great retailer comes and wants a little exclusive, do you guys do?
We do it the same way. Because I get very frustrated with the retail cycles. Like, we're selling for in wholesale right now, like a year and a half out. It's so frustrating. And D2C is like, just click on it, buy it. Do you know Ian's Charms? Ian Charms?
Mm-mm.
You should check that out. It's the stupidest thing. It's like It's like kids necklaces. Like,
oh yeah,
do you know those?
Yeah.
It's $180 for like 70 pieces of plastic, but they're so cute and cool. They're funny. You should look at them. You could make a version like that.
I ordered it. It takes like 6 weeks to make,
annoying.
but there's a Tamagotchi thing.
Oh, you got it. I got the one with the rainbow.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
I
saw it because A$AP Rocky had it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, I love this.
No, and we've been, so what we're trying to do is just have the synergies between having a graphic design department, a content department, accounting. So we're, every time someone's
just run it through the flywheel.
Yeah, and then when it gets big, then we'll put our own accounting. As it gets bigger, we'll kind of spin it off. But we're pretty confident we're going to do. Oh,
I have no doubt.
Nice.
You guys will crush it. Will you sign other talent?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart.
Especially on the merch
side. You
can
incubate your other talent.
Yeah.
I think probably start with merch. We I don't know.
Yeah.
It's always hard to do that because you don't want to be like.
What do you mean, sign them as a manager or sign them as, we don't have
enough going on here.
But like, I think
you don't want to manage people, Dixie?
No, I don't like telling people what to do.
Really?
No.
You should be confident in that.
I mean,
you know what you're doing.
I go from being in high school, I have to ask to go to the bathroom. Now I'm like, hey, can you do this for me? Like, it's weird. But I'm getting better at.
Yeah, you just have to practice it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you guys for doing this. What else do you want to talk about?
We're good. We love coming here. It's just like when the girls first started, we did a little trip in New York, and you were one of the first ones that we came and saw. It was so crazy. It was so
long ago.
That was so wild.
I know.
So.
That's so funny. How was BFFs?
It was good.
Yeah.
I didn't know Josh was going to be here.
Do you like Josh or not like Josh?
We're friends.
You like Josh.
But it was
I like Josh. His eyes are so big. They're like half the size of his head. It's like amazing.
No, so I was like, oh, they're getting ready because they've been trying to get Charlie for 2 years. So I'm like,
forever.
Oh yeah. So this is going to be big. But they were really nice. Did
you like Brianna?
Here. Oh, I love her.
She's so cool, right?
I love her.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And what was it like with Dave? Were you nervous?
I wasn't nervous this time because I could tell how nervous Charlie was. So I was like, oh, it's going to be fine. But when it was just me, I was nervous.
Oh.
And we're funny. And I told Charlie, I said, when you were having a rough time for something silly, that whole company came up and did I Stand with Charlie D'Amelio. And I was like, dude, I've taught you guys to be loyal to people.
Yeah.
But she was, she doesn't like, I don't want to speak for her, but we kind of stay out of the drama, and it's pretty easy not to get involved in it. But he didn't push her on questions, and she stood her ground, and I think they had a nice
I
little.
could see Charlie D'Amelio and David Portnoy just like yelling at each other about something all day long. Like those two would make a great show.
Down.
No, I bet not. He doesn't back down either.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I think it's so great.
I was like, let's move on to the next thing. Oh,
really?
She was like, they're talking about someone. He was like, I didn't say that. She was like, well, you kind of did. And I don't like when people talk about the people I love. He was like, well, I didn't mean it like that. I was like, oh my God.
He's like a dog on a bone. I remember we went to this meeting at NBC once, and the NBC PR guy like marched into the room with something David said online at some point, and the guy was like real fired up. And then we got into this argument about Howard Stern. Okay, is Howard Stern good? Is Howard Stern bad? Howard Stern was like Howard Stern, and then he's like, America's Got Talent. So Dave's like, Howard Stern's an NBC guy, but he was Howard Stern. And he and the PR guy disagreed on some part of it, and I was like you, where I was like, hey, like 45 minutes later, an hour later, and it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
I like people like that, though.
I like the fact that Dave stands up for himself, and anyone that, he seems like he's very loyal to his friends and he's very hard on his enemies. I just don't do that, because one of the things for Heidi and I is we don't want to bring drama to our kids.
Yeah.
Like, we're just under a microscope.
Yeah,
and I'm just
right.
I end up just going, dude, whatever.
Like,
unless someone does something that is criminal, really ultra disparaging, that like says something that's absolutely fabricated, then I'll defend us. But for the most part, I look at Dave and I'm like,
yeah, he's amazing.
Great job.
He's the best. He's the best like that. How do you deal with your haters? Do you have haters? Do people shit on you in the comments and stuff?
Yeah, I feel
Do you
like it
care?
depends on the day. Like if I'm having a bad day, then yeah, it's the worst thing ever. But sometimes it's just like, who the hell cares? Like
You don't care.
Like I'm so much better
also
than you.
not
Like
real
I'm either
life.
super confident or not, you know?
You get fixated on the comments, and then during COVID it was tough because you couldn't go out to the public. Now I'm like, dude, if you really want to get the real vibe, go out, walk
see
outside,
a human being.
and then you'll see, because no one will come up to your face
no one
and
will ever say that to you.
Any of that.
What's your advice to like other girls your age? Like what's your? You live such a fantastical life, like, you know, but they're doing the same things. They're posting, people are commenting on it. They're trying to find themselves. Like,
well, I think people forget like a digital footprint, and like if you're commenting hate on something, and you're posting on TikTok, there's a huge possibility you can go viral and get famous, and then people are gonna find the mean things you said, like. Because that's happened a bunch of times where someone starts getting followers and they're like, oh, wait, they talked so bad about this person or posted this video. And it's like, watch what you say. Or why would you try to get a good job? And they're like, oh, but did you see all these nasty things like they posted? Why would we hire? I don't know. People forget that.
That's good advice.
Yeah, I'd say the one thing I would say, which I tell them, and I think I have perspective on, is just like, this is just like any time of your life that you look back and you go, oh man, I wish I took advantage of college more. I wish I would have done this. And I try to get them in the perspective of just like, this is really cool what's happening to us and to them especially. And just, it sounds so cliche, but just stop and smell the roses.
Oh, absolutely.
Soak it all in. So they're doing a really good job.
I think you guys have done a great job, or it seems anyways, of soaking it all in, but then also kind of being dispassionate about it, where you're like, but we are who we are. Like, you're real people. You have a real family.
You know where we lived, and we were in a stone's throw from New York, and the kids never were like, Dad, Charlie wanted to be a dancer, but she was neither of them were ever like, I want to be famous. I want to go to Hollywood. Yeah. So the fact that it just happened, we are kind of like, we don't, it's not that we don't appreciate it. We totally appreciate it, but we are kind of reluctant to be like, all right, because we're not. We're normal people that...
you're like, you are who you are. It doesn't matter. Hollywood, Connecticut, New York, wherever. That's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for doing this.
I
appreciate it. So let's pause quickly and talk about JustWorks. So JustWorks is a simple software. It makes it easy to manage your payroll, benefits, HR, and compliance. Again, one of the awesome things that's happening right now is really the democratization of help for small businesses. So all the resources used to be tied up in big companies. You either had no resources and you were a small company, or you have 1,000 resources that you get trapped in because you're a big company. Now, when you're an entrepreneur, you have systems and solutions and partners like JustWorks who can help you run their business. How do they do it? They provide you software that enables you to onboard new employees with ease in an intuitive platform. They take the guesswork out of employment and tax regulations and requirements. Thank God. They enable you to access national health insurance plans so that your employees can get coverage. And then they can help you set up sick leave policies, administrating training such as harassment and discrimination training. And they can make sure that your business is compliant with local requirements and state laws. You can find out how JustWorks can help you by going to justworks.com. That's justworks.com for more info. All right, so let's talk about what's happening at Barstool Sports. We had an incident last week, which I think is actually a good teaching moment, good learning experience for us. So Friday mornings and Fridays in general at Barstool Sports are always special because there's just usually a disaster. Sometimes it used to be when we had our Sirius show, it was always Friday at 4 o'clock. Now I feel like it's like Friday at 9 a.m. because everybody here is getting a little bit older and we don't have a serious show. But we had someone in our HR group pop off on Twitter on Thursday night, I want to say, last Thursday night. And what the person was doing is they were, it's what started as something fairly innocuous, which is, hey, I'm reflecting, the person was turning 30, I'm reflecting on my life, my work here at Barstool Sports. There's a bunch of people I want to thank. There's a bunch of people who've done a lot of great things here. It really kind of devolved into a stack rank of the nicest people at Barstool Sports, which, let's be honest, is the last thing you want your HR department doing, is doing a stack rank of employees. The second thing is somehow it devolved into a Twitter spat between the person and our Chicago team, where essentially he started shitting on either the city of Chicago or the people in our Chicago office. I think he called the Chicago team B-tier content, which, no offense, our HR people are not here to be the arbiters of what's good content or not. So that's kind of strike number 2. 3 is that it got really nasty. It got very personal. It was super inappropriate. We discovered a lot over the weekend. This person was liking hater tweets on some of our personalities' content, just like a hot mess overall. Here's my takeaway from that, which is, one is it's easy to get trapped into a bunch of bad behavior on Twitter. Like, everyone is human, everyone has emotions, everyone can, people crawl underneath each other's skin all day long. Twitter was made for that, let's be honest. But when you work in HR at a company, your job in this case was to recruit people to this company, make this company look good, support the people in this company, and attract new people to the company itself. So when that's your job, ranking, criticizing, antagonizing people inside the company who really make our core product is really, I would say, not advisable. So I think like the biggest learning from it is, one, speaking to anyone who works in HR here, is you work for this company. Your job is to make us a high functioning company, or as high a functioning company as possible. Your job is to support, to teach, to encourage, to help people be their best selves here. Your job is not to be the arbiter of our content, our personalities, our regional offices, who's good and who's bad. Most certainly your job is not to do that publicly. I'm all for feedback. I'm all for the understanding of why some people suck at certain things and other people are good at different things. But I think in general, the learning lesson here is, don't go popping off on Twitter. It doesn't matter if you work for Barstool Sports or you work for any company. You've got to be careful of your social media. 2 is, social media can get out of hand really, really, really fast. And you can find yourself in a hyper reactionary mode where you're saying things you don't mean. You're involved in a conversation that people don't understand, and the consequences of it are way, way bigger than you ever intended. So I think the learning lesson here is, if you work for any company, be careful of how you talk about that company on social media. 2, if you work in HR, think about the right place to share your opinion on people within the company. I think HR people are and should be held to the highest standard because they're HR. And then the third is, don't be afraid to like take a beat and be like, fuck, I'm way in over my head. I need to reel this back. I need to apologize. I need to retrench. I need to have a functional conversation. I think all of those things didn't happen last Thursday and Friday, and as a result, it has implications on people's jobs. All right, let's do Q&A. All right, so first question. I started a company and I feel like it's at a ceiling. I have a great team in place to keep kicking ass without me there doing the day-to-day, but I'm struggling to find what's next for my career. I have a great momentum of success and I don't totally want to let go of it. However, I want more in life and another challenge. Ooh, lucky you. This is amazing. So what I would say here is, sometimes the ceiling hits you at a really weird time where you're like, technically, I should not be at my ceiling. But you feel like you have a ceiling above you. And really what that ceiling is, it's your own disinterest in what you're doing. Like, this happened to me when I was the CMO of AOL. I had like worked my entire fucking career to be a CMO. I was so proud. I got the business card. I was so happy. And then I was like, ugh, I'm bored. I don't want to be a CMO anymore. Sounds like you're going through the same thing, except it's your company, which is a little bit different, way bigger responsibility. You're entrenched far deeper into the business. it might be a great time to sell your company. It might be a great time to start a second company, right? There's a lot of CEOs, look at Jack Dorsey, like he runs Square and was running Twitter. Like it's not impossible to run 2 different companies as one CEO. I think it's kind of hard and daunting, and there's a whole different set of Q&A around that. But I also think it might be the right time for you either to set a new extension or path to your company that you can lead and that's intellectually interesting to you, or it's time to sell the company and go figure out what your next adventure might be, or you might want to just create something on the side. I don't think it's good to be bored, and I don't think it's good to stand still. So finding something that moves you forward, whether it's within the company you have, it's the process of selling the company to someone else, or it's creating something adjacent to it, I think will give you that boost and the kick you need. All right, so our second question, how do you prepare to take the next step and find your passion or the thing that scares you? Look, I think you got to listen to your gut. Like the thing that scares you is right in here. Like it's not out there somewhere. You know what that thing is that scares you. Stephanie McMahon would say this to me all the time, which is the obstacle is the path. You know what the obstacle is. You know what that thing is that you can't get out of your head, that you can't let go, that you dream about, that you think about. That's your passion. That's the next step. That's the thing you want. Or maybe it's something in there that's holding you back from the thing you want. So you got to look inward. You got to listen to your gut. In terms of preparing yourself to take the next step, sometimes I think you just have to be like, fuck it, I'm going to go do it. Like you could prepare for weeks, for months, or for years. You're never going to take the jump. And sometimes you get caught up in the preparation because a lot of times what happens with preparation is it brings in worry, right? It's anticipating all the things that can go wrong. My recommendation is just go for it, right? Like just try something. Try it on the side. Don't like throw your whole life away. Just try it. Do it once, do it twice, do it 3 times. See if it can stick. See how much you like it. See what you're learning along the way and just keep going. And maybe what you're going to find out is like, my passion should just be my passion. It shouldn't be my business. Or maybe what you find out is like my life should take a totally different course. And I think both of those things are great answers because you're learning more about yourself and you're learning more about what you can do and you're trying to do those things. So I think sometimes the best way to do something is to not prepare for it and just do it. Third question, once you've taken advantage of an opportunity, what are your tips for maintaining that success and continuing to strive for your goals? Well, first of all, congratulations on taking advantage of the opportunity. You just got yourself a fat ticket to the beginning of something, which means you've got to understand what you're doing. You've got to understand the context that you're doing it in. You have to understand what your boss or your manager or your stakeholders care about. When you understand those things, you have to add the biggest thing to it, which is what are you interested in doing? Why did you take this opportunity? What do you want to get out of it? And then making sure that you take that step to get that thing you want out of it. So give yourself some goals, set some milestones, write down the things before you get all trapped up in the new job or the new opportunity and you kind of get lost and forget why you did it in the first place. Write it down, tape it up someplace, and remember it. And every day look to it or every week look to it and just remind yourself, why did you do this and where do you want to go? And then you can make yourself a list of how you get there. That's how you keep striving. Rocket money. Let's talk about rocket money. Do you know how much your subscriptions really cost? Most Americans think, this me included, hand up, think they spend $80 a month on subscriptions. In reality, the actual is closer to $200 plus. So what they do is they can help you find subscriptions that you don't even know you're paying for. You sign up for a free trial and then you're duped into subscribing something. And they have an easy-to-use interface that just lets you cancel all of the subscriptions you don't want. So you can cancel unnecessary subscriptions with Rocket Money by going to rocketmoney.com/token. That's rocketmoney.com/token. All right, so then to close out the episode, I have 3 things for us. One is scissors. I love scissors. I ordered 120 pair of scissors this weekend. I'm going to send you the picture. I'm swimming in scissors. I love scissors. Think about all the things you can do with scissors. I want people to share either their love of scissors or like whatever supply accessory that you use that you cannot live without. Mine is scissors. You can use scissors. I made a salad last night. I used the scissors to cut up the lettuce. I have food scissors, right? Then I had to like take the tag off my pants, used a pair of scissors. I have scissors in like my bedroom. I have scissors in my makeup drawer. I've got scissors downstairs in about 16 different places. You always need scissors. You just like, it just flies through your head of like, oh, I need scissors.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you don't know you need it until you need it like every single day.
Correct. Like, and then you're like, and then if you're like me, you're lazy. So like I was downstairs and I was like, oh, I need a pair of scissors, but the scissors are like 2 feet upstairs, but I was too lazy to go get it. And then I'm trying to like jury rig, fix something or cut something, and it's stupid. So I ordered myself some scissors as like a small ode to scissors. So that's my just one non sequitur for us today. Second thing is I saw The Woman King this weekend. Have you guys seen The Woman King? Have you heard of it? Oh, amazing. So The Woman King is in theaters now. It's Viola Davis. It's kind of like it's about this elite group of female fighters who work for the king during the slave trade era. And they save their village, they save their kingdom. There's a little bit of like a nuanced love story. There's a mother-daughter story. You can tell that the thing is produced by women. It's amazing. Like it's very heartfelt. Everything is like neatly wrapped up. The costumes are amazing. The cinematography was amazing. I thought the fight scenes were great. I love to see a female produced film that's like going after, you know, it's like Gladiator kind of. It's a little bit Gladiator-esque. So anyways, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I loved it. I felt like it was very, very rich. I think in some ways, like, the plot was a little bit, the plot left some to be lacking, this and that and the other thing. I was reading like all the critics this morning about it, but I think it was an ambitious production and I love the title. The Woman King is just like a great, great, great title. And I also think it's amazing, like Hollywood making a film that's about female, African female warriors is the story of the film. Like I was watching it and the women are very strong. Like they're just built. They're very strong women. It shows the scars and the bruises and the muscles and the brawn. And I loved seeing women that way. I just thought it was so striking. So I highly recommend that. My second thing of like what to do, watch or see, it's highly recommend going to see that. My third, the self-help chapter of today is, I was thinking about this last night. I couldn't sleep last night. And I was thinking about life. And I think one of the things that we get caught up in so much, I get caught up in it too, is what are we protecting ourselves from versus preparing ourselves for? And the more I was thinking about things like in my own life or with my kids or with the people I work with, like how are we helping prepare other people for failure? How are we helping prepare people to fall and get back up again? I think sometimes the desire to prepare people for things gets lost in trying to protect them from those very things themselves. And by virtue of protecting everyone from themselves, you never end up prepared. And like I was thinking about it in the context of like what was happening at Barstool over the weekend, and I was like, God, like, I really wish someone had like reached out to this kid and been like, shut up, what are you doing? Stop it, stop it, stop it. But the reality is what we needed to do was to prepare our people for it, not protect someone from themselves in doing it. And I think that's just one thing for people to think about is, what are you preparing yourself for? And are you preparing yourself to fall and get back up again? Versus what are you protecting yourself from? And are you realizing that the more you protect yourself from, the less you're prepared for? So that's kind of my self-help thought of the day, which I'm just thinking about. I don't have any answers on it, but I'm just thinking about it. And that's it for today's episode.